Good day, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the GSR Podcast. I'm your host, Angelo Zulueta, and once again, we are joined by Mr. Ian Cipriano, the head of property management of GSR.
Hello, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, guys. As you can see, we are super comfy. There is no snow in the Philippines, but there is air conditioning, so there is also the magic of post-production, so maybe we'll have snow effects later. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge to Sir Marco. It's been quite a year, hasn't it, sir? We've had a lot of
Yes.
ups and downs and incredibly shocking developments, both on the political and building management spectrum, just in the Philippines in general. It's been a long year.
Yeah, it's been a long year.
We've done a lot of podcasts. I'd say that at this point, we're pretty familiar with each other now. Very comfortable enough na pwede tayong magbato-bato ng kahit ano.
I'm also excited about your questions. Siguro ito na yung pinaka-last podcast natin within this year.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Because I don't want to bother anyone else on Christmas break or during Christmas break para punta lang sa office for a recording. Unless people want, but
Yeah.
that's for later. So out of all of the podcasts that we've done, like stuff about cleaning, stuff about the basics of property management, and our occasional traipses with topics brought up by Ian Morrison, which one would you say was the most relevant to you this year?
Okay. I need to think about it.
Yeah, no
because all of them is for me is like good to know, but siguro I could say yung property to invest. Because very recent, etong year na to, there's a big progress on every developer. So like, I've been 12 years in real estate, doing like checking every pre-selling, doing turnover after the pre-selling stage, like even seeing the actual delivery units. So, yung mga deliverables ngayong year, actually hindi pa siya nadi-deliver, na madi-deliver after the turnover na mga pre-selling ngayong year is, for me, I could say na ang laki ng improvements. So parang every developer has a big improvements on their own strengths. So siguro hindi ko pwedeng i-mention muna lahat,
Yeah.
iba-iba. Maybe we will tackle it by next year podcast siguro kung ano
Yeah.
yung mga developer na yun. Pero I noticed when I visited those showrooms now, especially those pre-selling properties here in the Philippines, not only in Makati and BGC, even it's spreading in every city in Metro Manila, Pasig, Parañaque, Quezon City. So, ang laki nung changes. And then before, there's a common thing na makikita mo sa mga deliverables and then showroom. Pero ngayon, talagang na-emphasize nila yung kanya-kanya nilang strength. So,
No, that's very interesting to know, given it's not something that an average person would pick up on, since you only go to 3 or 4 showrooms a year when you're house hunting. Why do you think it is that nabiglaan suddenly they started to step up on all of these different aspects?
Okay. Siguro yung competition kasi it's growing ng very aggressive eh. So even the development of each developer, they are very aggressive of developing. Like before the pandemic, like the 2012 up to 2017, yung mga developer is usually develop one building at a time or in a year. Pero now, like simultaneously, every city, they have development in Pasig, QC, outside Metro Manila, even Metro Manila, in the same year. So they're very aggressive. So yung competition kasi, there's a mass production, yes, pero they're expecting a big demand naman talaga. So we have a big changes in transportation that will come. So there's a lot of big projects of the government, big demand of foreign investment and then businesses. So siguro ito yung pinagpe-prepare ng developer. So ngayon, kaya siguro sila mas minamaximize nila yung strength ng mga development nila dahil sa ganito kadaming competitors. At malalaki yung competitors, hindi puro top developers to. And then some of them, they are not just developing one tower, they are developing community now. If you can notice, they have nung nag-succeed ang BGC, so there's a lot of cities coming out now. So there's Asiana City, meron pang NGC, merong Asiana City.
Where are Asiana City and NGC
Asiana
located?
City is in Pasay area, beside the smart city that planning by SMDC in MOA area. So it's Asiana City, the developer is Asiana. So NGC is Mega World in Bulacan naman. So may Rockwell City tayo ngayon, pero nagkakaroon din ng ibang Rockwell City, and then even Cebu development. So every developer, they're developing community now, not only a single building project, building residential. So they are developing community development with mixed development, residential, with shopping malls, with offices, with family amenities, like that. So ganun na yung development nila ngayon. Hindi na katulad dun dati sa Makati na isa dito, katabi niya isang developer, the development, nagaan sila. So parang community development with the landscape pa na additional.
That's really interesting to hear about, because it means a lot of good is possibly going to come up now that they're focused on communities. Because personally, when I think buildings, like individual buildings being developed, it feels like a headache to think about, because oh no, that means more people are going to be concentrated in this area. How is the city going to deal with the foot traffic, with the increased amount of cars, with more people being concentrated on all of these different spots? It's rough to think about. But communities are interesting because it means they'll definitely have to coordinate with the local government units. That means they're building infrastructure. And it also means they need the city management to be good. Diba? They need the communities to be good.
Meron pang zoning yan.
Yeah. And if it's bad, not only is it going to look bad for the city, it's going to look horrible for the developer. Like no one's going to want to live there. And thinking about that is like, wow, that's...
One of the requirements of developing a community also, there's a big community increase, population increase in that area. So there's a big demand in that area. So hindi natin masasabi yung news nga itong this year na parang oversupply. Hindi siya oversupply. Siguro baka masabi kong overpriced kasi kung i-compare natin yung price before 10 years ago or 5 years ago, talagang halos nag-double. It's not actually pwede natin i-deliver as overpriced. It's the demand price and then inflation. And then siguro ito na yon, doon nila na ipasok na mas maximize pa yung mga quality ng development. Kaya ako nasasabing medyo big improvement. Para ma-justify yung pagka-taas ng presyo ng mga condominiums ngayon.
I like that because it sounds like because of all of the government projects slowly coming to fruition, the announcements of the subways and of better public infrastructure, and with all of the competition, it's like it seems like all of the developers are reaching into their pockets and starting to pull out the big guns now.
Yes. Yeah.
That means quite a lot for me. It gives me a lot of hope because it means that the standard of living throughout the different cities is going to be elevated.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Even me, I'm still looking forward for that like development also. Once kasi if we can compare our country to another, okay, let's say Japan na lang. Like their first subway more than 50 years ago. So but now we will beat our very first subway. So imagine that. And then that very first subway in Japan started the development of growing city in Japan also. So meaning we can do it much or more better here in Philippines because it's like world is connected now. We can see each other development. And then so first subway could help our traffic problems and then could maximize the potential of business and developments also. And then I'm looking forward also for those property that near the subway stations, train station, because magkakaroon tayo ng interconnected Not only subway is connected to our like light rail transit, MRT station, LRT station. So may mga connection na ganun. Even going to the airport and expressway. So sobrang medyo masasabi natin kahit papaano nag-i-improve yung transportation access natin to each cities. Kaya siguro nagde-develop ang mga developer ng different communities sa iba't ibang
in preparation
cities.
for that.
Dati medyo congested sa Makati lang, BGC. Oh.
But now they have plans in for the Asiana City, Bulacan, Pasay, Mandaluyong.
Mandaluyong, yes.
Yeah, right? They're going to expand their central business district there, right? I think.
Yeah, there's a
federal
joint
land
ventures
is-
also of one of the Japan developers and Philippine developers in Mandaluyong. They're developing big properties also
Is
there.
that FNG?
Yeah, FNG. So Federal Nomura. So it's quite good project also, and it's Nomura Real Estate in Japan.
It's a big, strong name.
Yeah.
God, it's nice to hear that this is happening because, well, you and I both know just what sorts of shenaniganery happened this year in our country, all of the bad stuff. So knowing that even with all of that happening, there's still, there's still a chance of the quality of life increasing and actual forward progress that we can look forward to. It's good. Especially now that it's Christmas. God knows we need good news on Christmas.
Yes. There's a lot of we heard from social media now. So, yun. Sana tuloy-tuloy na yung good news. Not only in Christmas, but next year, following
diba?
years.
How feasible do you think would it be to get a subway to Baguio? Or, because it's mostly bus commutes to Baguio right now, right?
Yes, I cannot say it right now. But there's a possibility because there's a plan nga na about Amihan Express. Have you heard Amihan Express?
What is that?
It's a Luzon Loop railway. Oh, so it could be train. But there's a in the government plan, not yet approved, but it's still on the planning stage. But they call it Amihan Express. And in the Davao area also, there's you can have a train loop in Davao also, and then Luzon. So there's a two express. I forgot the name in Davao.
But basically, like the JR Yamanote line in Tokyo, where it's just like one large loop going throughout most of the region.
Yes.
Oh.
So imagine from Manila we can go to Ilocos Norte.
Yeah.
That
would be so sick. Because I had a friend. I was just doom scrolling on Facebook as you will in this digital age. And there was a friend who was lamenting their trip to Baguio and how, it's a circuitous trip to Baguio. Even with all of our new expressways and whatnot, it still takes, 3-4 hours?
Yeah, 3-4 hours
on a
or
good
more.
Day.
Or more.
Yeah, on a bad day, it's infinitely worse.
Yes.
But then it's just imagine how much we're missing out.
Yeah.
Diba?
Could be one day.
Yeah. It could just be one commuting trip away to visit or go from north to south, and finally the north and south won't fight over social media about what's in the middle anymore.
Sabi nga nila sa social media is yung weekends natin is not enough because yung one day no nasa travel lang going south or going north pag uuwi ka.
God, yeah.
So but still there's a development also in Baguio, like DMCI is developing their community. So there's a lot of possibilities actually. Hindi lang natin kayang masabi ngayon because it should be like combined health of all big companies, developers, and then even governments, and then the people. So if we have one visions on developing Philippines, sobrang feasible ng mga ganung bagay.
It would be so cool if that happened.
Because other countries has it already.
Yeah. It would help with tourism. It would help so much if we got public infrastructure going. Like, the more we talk, the more I see why Iamura-san was so critical of how our infrastructure is going to develop. Because the easier it is for us to go around, the more fun stuff we can realize.
Yeah,
the
that's
easier
true.
it'll be for people to
that's
do
true.
more things. If the roads get less congested, that means it'll be easier for businesses to do logistics and stuff like that.
That's true.
Plus, once again, finally north to south without having to wait 3 hours in traffic. That's the dream.
Yes, that's true. So they started building bridges pero hindi pa yun, syempre. Maraming bridges sa southern part ng Philippines. Even here in Central Business District, there's a lot of new bridges here. Bridge towns, Pasig, may mga dyan, new bridges to connect the small cities. I hope that would be the start. Even San Miguel is starting to build new airport in Bulacan.
Oh.
So I heard it's a seaport also. It's a big one. So yung mga yon by 2029, 2030, we can see as of now we can see the progress, the groundworks, but yung siguro yung operation 2030 we will experience it.
That's so interesting. It's like within the range of 2028 to 2030, it sounds like there's so much to look forward to transport-wise. I was just about to ask you, like, what do you think of the ferries in the Philippines? Because another friend of mine was able to experience taking the ferries near the Kalayaan Bridge, and it's apparently a really, it's a really cool thing. It's something I still need to cross off my travel list for Metro Manila. But how do you feel about seaport infrastructure as well?
I'm not so familiar with seaport and ferry, but I have some like insights about it. Like, imagine the Pasig River before. There's no ferry.
True.
And it's so worse. Like, yung ano ba tawag dun sa edge ng river, yung mga bakod niya. So there's a lot of residential there. But now it's like quite nagiging walkway na siya, nagiging public area walkway. So siguro small movement or small improvement ng mga city na sinasakupan ng Pasig River would help in the future. And then in the future, I still hoping na magkakaroon yun ng parang kakaibang yung Pasig River na yun, magkakaroon yun ng ibang area na hindi natin medyo na-imagine, like yung mga rivers sa Korea, sa Singapore, or sa siguro yun na rin yung dahilan kung bakit may mga developer na continuously nagbi-build ng mga properties near the river. Tapos may ferry na siya access. And then ferry also, access ferry, kasi sumakay din ako ng ferry going to Bataan, na ang alam ko lang, ang biyahe doon is through land, na siguro 5 hours from Makati going to Bataan. But merong ferry dito sa bandang MOA.
Yeah.
Siguro 1.5 hour lang sa Bataan ka na.
Wow.
Ito yung sinasabi nilang parang lalagyan nila ng bridge Bataan to Cavite Bridge, pero may access ferry na rin doon. So nagkakaroon na rin tayo ng mga ganung developments, ferry. So yung mga river ferries, siguro hindi yun imposible in the future.
That's really good insight. Thank you, Sir Ian. I have one more question before we possibly go on break. I really like parks, especially like the ones in Greenbelt. I've gotten to travel a little bit, and I feel like that's one thing the Philippines, like the city areas, are sorely missing, because you have kids playing in malls, but then there aren't that many places with parks. Do you have any favorite parks that you visited in the Metro Manila area?
Greenbelt, you are about Legazpi Park?
Yeah, Legazpi or the Washington C-SIP Mini Park.
Parks, yes. Definitely those developers now, they are developing community, including the park. I saw development in Arcovia City. There's a park there. It's a mega world developer in Pasig. So yung Pasig, recently nag-check ako ng mga development. So hilera sila doon. Si Parklinks, si Bridgetown, si Parklinks ng Ayala Premier, si Bridgetowns ng Robinson, tapos hanggang Calabalero ng DMCI, hanggang kay FNG, hanggang kay Mega World. So parang andun lahat ngayon yung mga community nila na dinedevelop sa Pasig area. So lahat yun may mga parks and then may mga community. Parang yung concept ng high street, may mga ganong concepts.
Wow.
So hindi ko alam kung talagang magiging concept ng high street. Even in Pash, yung na-mention ko kanina, Asiana, they do have Parkal Mall na may parang parks din. So parang yung mga nagiging package na siya sa mga community developments. Si DMCA kasi medyo landscaping siya. So talaga may mga parks talaga yung mga development nila eh. So parang may mga public parks sa baba. Nandun yung mga amenities sa baba. Pero ito yung mga public parks naman, yung tinutukoy mo. Hindi lang din kasi siya covered ng mga developers kapag public na siya. It's more on the government side eh. It's more on government side. Pero sila developer naman, may mga open public parks naman. Katulad nila Bridgetowns, sila is yung parang may makikita ka malaking tao dun sa Pasig na nakaganon. Ang ganda nung pagkakahulma. So, may mga ganun pa rin, open parks. Pero, kung hindi siya side ng government, it's more on the area of the developers' developments.
Thank you for reminding me that that it's also on the onus of the government as well, not just developers, to create more green spaces. That's really important.
Si BGC kasi meron silang meron silang property management ng whole the BGC, si FBDCA ba yun? Basta parang yung nagmamanage talaga. So sila yung nag-ano ng parks. Parang itong city na ito maglagay kami ng park. So
sana talaga.
yeah, it's maganda nga yung naisip kasi kids, like we have so many population when it comes on like younger ages.
Yeah.
And then parks is okay.
Yeah. And they have nowhere else to like
in Valenzuela, in my hometown, because my hometown, I'm not really familiar with other cities like this one, but in Valenzuela, there's a like skateboard park there.
Ay, wow.
Like yung mga BMX biking park, tas it's skateboard park dun. So yung mga spaces doon dinidevelop nila ng ganun. Nakita ko lang siya nung paglabas ko ng index ng Harbor. So may skateboard park area, tas ang daming bata. So imagine doon sila na dilibang sa lobby, ng hobby nila, exercise na rin siguro yung sports or mas madedevelop. So it's good nga na magkaroon ng mga ganong parks.
There's one last question I'd like to ask you before we end this specific podcast. And I think one thing I really enjoyed about our conversation just now is we talked a lot about effectively the community and how developers now and even the government now is starting to realize and hone in on the fact that, hey, the more we develop our communities, the more we develop places where they can hang out, where they can grow, it's going to naturally bring in people. It's going to naturally bring in the income we need. And it's justified as long as they take care of that space. So with regards to community spaces, are there any that stood out to you this year that you got to visit, like places that inspired you and made you feel like this specific area is really making the effort to build a space where people can just be?
Okay. Madami, no? Hindi ko pa nakikita yung 100% ng iba ng development. Pero for me siguro yung current ngayon, si BGC.
So BGC, yeah.
Siya yung current ngayon, and then yung iba kasi hindi pa siguro complete. So hindi ko pa siya ma-appreciate, pero nasa objective naman nila yung ganung community development. So siguro yun yung tipong if you want to live here or to rent, ang magiging problem mo lang if it's kaya ng finances mo. So to live there, kasi it's very different in the local side.
It is.
So pero yung parang masasabi ko na I'm comfortable to live in BGC. Access to airport, access to everything, like business, big businesses, like nandun din.
Medyo may good green spaces siya thanks to High Street and the other parks in the
it was designed na parang even you are working here, kaya maraming dun yung mga, ano ba tawag dun? Mga diplomats, yung mga and then they're bringing their families there. If you're working there, tapos bring your wife, even your parents, and even your younger kids, merong amenities si BGC dun Meron kang place to go there in BGC. So parang hindi ka nalalabas ng another city para. So kaya maraming mga big cuts properties sa BGC. Kasi yung mga demands doon more on like community spaces, family. That's why maraming 3-bedroom, high-end pa yan, 2-bedroom. Hindi mo siya masasabing parang sobrang BGC is the development of sobrang daming studio unit na talagang ganyan for working. For example, what happened in Pasay, parang sobrang daming studio unit and then ang 2-bedroom na lang sa mga corners.
Oh, that's what it's like there.
Hindi naman lahat, pero may mga ganun development na sobrang dami ng studios units.
Congested na.
Because of ang demand nila is workers, short terms sa area, like short stays. May mga maliliit na cut din na development unit malapit sa school kasi ang demand naman nila more on dorms, etong mga students. So BGC is more on family. Like any restaurants you want is there. Shopping malls is there. Parks is there. Schools is there, like international schools, that. Access going here, south, north, east, and pwede. So, yun. Sayang nga kung natuloy yung Makati City Subway, di Makati BGC may train station subway
Well, that would
doon
be
na
so
ano.
convenient.
Oo.
I hope they work that out and that whatever shenaniganery is going on behind the scenes is fixed, because Makati and BGC are like two of the strongest business districts in Metro Manila.
And then most of the big companies in Philippines is office, nag-go-office doon.
Yeah. It's like if you connect, let's say, 3 or 4 of our business districts, let's say like Pasay slash Pasig, BGC, Mandaluyong, and Makati, those 4, that'd be really good. Because at least that way we don't have to brave the commutes as much anymore.
Kasi as of now, traveling, like, you want to go BGC and then Pasig, Makati, 1 hour na eh. May Makati ka to QC, pag nagto 2 hours pa minsan.
Yeah, that's true. And even just BGC to Makati during rush hour, ang hirap na rin eh.
Yeah,
diba?
ang hirap na rin.
There's a lot to hope for.
So, siguro, na rin, it's good thing na rin dahil nag-expand ang development, not only residential sa other cities, even offices, even business demands. Kasi, hindi na sila parang magiging congested dito sa Makati or BGC. So parang pwedeng mabawasan yung office occupancy sa Makati, pwede na sila mag-office sa QC, sa Mandaluyong or sa Pasay. Even outside Metro Manila, pwede sila mag-office. Kasi marami na rin office development outside Metro Manila. May Batangas, may Bulacan, may mga Rizal. So may na rin yun. Hindi na yung So parang mas dadami yung option ng mga lessee or mga businesses sa pag-ano ng office, kasi may mga na rin yan, may mga PESA development na rin na pwede kayong mag-office doon.
And there's also co-working spaces that
co-working
let you
space,
use
yes.
there, no? Yeah. It's a hopeful outlook. It's nice to know that there's enough to look forward to.
It's a good problem. It's our population is growing talaga.
Yeah.
It's parang sobrang bilis ng population. It's like I check, I'm not sure now, but first quarter ata I checked like 3,900 something babies per day tayo, born per day, registered. Imagine kapag yun 10 years from now, 10 years old na sila lahat, 20 years from now working na lahat yung mga yun.
Oh, sweet Lord Almighty.
Imagine the population nun. And then we are open for foreigners like to stay here.
Yeah, because tourism is one of our leading industries.
Yeah, they also okay to purchase condominiums, not really land, but condominiums, like 40% they can own. So madami. Ang liit lang ng Pilipinas. Our population is growing, but yung Philippines land hindi naman nag-grow. Kaya what we need to do is then to expand the development to meet that population demand in the future.
Through connection, through expanding the spaces and the like. It all comes down to Christmas theming.
Yeah.
Community, connection, and development. It's so Christmas. This was an absolutely wonderful podcast to have with you, Sir Ian.
Thank you, Angelo.
It was the it was the best of our year so far. This was a wonderful conversation.
Siguro na summarize ko lang yung mga pinag-usapan natin.
Yeah.
Yung mga
You did.
You have a good question din na
Oh,
so lumabas din siya. Na-realize ko rin kanina yung mga I'm not expecting, wala akong idea sa pag-uusapan natin kanina.
Yeah, that's the magic of it.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have it that way to a degree, like just prepping some questions, but also seeing where the conversation goes. Because at least there it's organic, and we can always have like more specific topics in the future. But we have the pillows, we have the lights, and the tree. But isiseryosohan namin sobrang ganyan. All right, okay, I will sign us off here. Thank you everyone so much for tuning into this last episode of the GSR Podcast for this year. If you liked what you saw and you wanted to listen to it again or see our other podcast episodes, they are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube Music. To connect with us and follow us on social media, please follow us on social media. We'd be happy to connect with you. we'll be flashing a Linktree QR, or you can just go to any social media site and look for at GSR Philippines. That's at GSR Philippines. We also have a website which summarizes all the work we do and has all of the other requisite links you need. That's at www.gsr-ph.com. That's www.gsr-ph.com. This has been the GSR Podcast. I've been your hostess, Angelo Zulueta, with our guest, Sir Ian Cipriano.
Hi, Merry Christmas again, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays, and have a good one. Till next time. Bye!
For all of your property needs, come to Global Strategy Real Estate, GSR. We at GSR are your one-stop shop for anything related to your property and more. From management to buying, selling, documentation, and maintenance, we have your back. At GSR, we aspire to provide the level of quality and service which put Japan on the map as one of the hallmarks of hospitality. Let us manage your property today.